How you going, everyone? Welcome back to another heavy metal diecast video review. We're doing one here from Corgi in 1/72 scale diecast, as you can see, and it is a Hawker Siddeley Buccaneer S.Mk from number 12 Squadron from the RAF, obviously, during their deployment through the Gulf War in 1991. Now, XX-885 was one of 12 Buccaneers to fly combat missions during the Gulf War in roles both as a laser designator for tornadoes, as well as dropping their own ordnance in precision strikes. Now, built in 1974, XX-885 would retire shortly after the Gulf War in 1994 with the desert paint painted over in an overall grey. Now, in 2000, it was put up for disposal and purchased by Hawker Hunter Aviation, who still possess the aircraft currently, and although it is now sitting in a field wrapped in shrink wrap, unfortunately, but maybe it might get restored back to flight, who knows. But what we do know is this looks like going to be a cool model in this box. How about we open it up and check it out? Now, these have the usual sort of little insert in the box lid there, and it does have, well, it's a certificate. So there is a limited number of 3,900, so there is a fair few of these to grab. And it does have a little in-flight refueling probe that has to be put onto the front of it. And that's pretty much, you know, the only assembly besides your undercarriage options, of course. We'll get this out of the plastic. This is a little bit of an old one. It feels a little bit brittle. So if you do like what you see, you're going to have to hunt on the interwebs and see if you can find your own, of course. And we'll get that lid off. All right, so it does have a stand here. Obviously, that is plastic. And what's this? Geez. Get my sausage fingers. Now, this is heavy metal, so that is always good. So that is very loose, so better be careful of that when we do put it on the stand. So that is your stand. It has got something that maybe was stuck there. Probably looks like a price tag. I don't know how that is on there. But we do have this pretty sweet looking Buccaneer sitting in here, waiting to come out. Well, how do we get it out? Jeez. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm just pushing on the plastic to get it out, and my finger pretty much bloody went through it, I think. Fuck. Far out. All right, well, so it does have your options for your landing gear bits and pieces, and yeah, and a holey box. Let's have a look. Yep, there's a big hole in there, so that is good. So we'll move this out of the way, and all this shit's gone everywhere. All right, let's continue on. So we have this beautiful looking Bucky sitting here. This looks absolutely fantastic, but it is not complete. How about we just quickly put the in-flight refueling probe on there? Hopefully we won't break that. We're on a good run with this one. That's how it should sit, I'm assuming. But yeah. All right, we'll take a breath and we'll zoom in and check out some of these panel lines. I do like the camo schemes of these Gulf War aircraft, where the actual paint fades to that sort of really weird pink look. Sort of, it looks very interesting. I think overall, the whole build of this one does look pretty good so far. It's got some nice artwork on the nose there. I mean, if you're going to get picky, there's a big seam going through there. I mean, because the artwork takes you straight looking there, so you just sort of see the seam joins there. As I say, like, everyone's got their own wants out of a model, so this does have crew members in there as well, so if you like your aircraft with crew members. Now, these have that option for that air brake to open up, which there's a tape there. I'm not going to dick around and risk breaking anything else. We'll open that up when we put it in gear down. So, but overall, I think this does look pretty sweet. It's got some really nice details. Oh, there's some more art on there. That's funny. Looks awesome. So it's got the bombing missions, obviously, this aircraft has done. It looks like it's got an aerial victory of some sort, maybe. I don't know the exact history of this particular aircraft, if it did get an aerial victory, or if that's a airplane that it destroyed on the ground. Very interesting. But I think overall it does look very nice. So if you're into your Buckies, I reckon you'll be pretty happy with this. Yep, definitely pretty cool. All right, we need to put some landing gear options on this, so for gear up. So what we'll do is we'll quickly go off and do that, and we'll come right back. All right, here we have it set up in flight. Very straightforward. You just have those two gear bay doors in there. The one in the nose was already in there, and that is job done. This does look like it's set up as the laser designator version with the targeting pods there. It's just got the one air-to-air missile there, the one sidewinder it looks. And chuck it on the stand, very straightforward. You just stick it in the big old stand hole right there. And that is your Bucky set up for in-flight. And it does look pretty cool. I do like this one indeed. It is not a small aircraft either. These are quite large, and they do look pretty cool. And Corgi definitely do a really nice job on these particular ones. I think they do really look nice. Very happy. So hopefully you in-flight guys are happy. But me being a gear down guy, I'm not happy. Let's chuck it on its landing gear. It should be hopefully straightforward. Let's see what else we can break maybe. So it should be just the fact of getting... see, these are held in with two pins there, and to take them off, you've got to get the leverage on this. So you're actually putting more force on these to sort of make them stay in more. So they can be a bit troublesome to get out at times. Oh, that one went out. Nice and easy. Makes a liar out of me as per usual. Just chuck that door in there, and then you can just put your main wheel in there. They do roll as well if you like to do that, and that is a very, very straightforward, which is good. So you just put your other gear bay door in there, and then we'll put the main landing gear in, and that should be straightforward in the slot there. Very, very easy. And yep, that comes out, thank God. Do we put this in first? Let's see. Sometimes I can get it wrong, which is not unusual. You know, I'm not the smartest guy out there, but I do enjoy what I'm doing. I love die-cast, and I reckon these do look awesome. And of course, you get to. I'm trying to remember if someone mentioned that was like a to help against tail striking. You can pull this little. Now it's going to make a fibber out of me. Oh, you can pull that little piece out, and you can insert this piece in like so. And I think that was, I think someone said in one of my other Bucky videos that it was for to avoid tail strikes, I think. And the arrest hook, that does not deploy or anything like that. That is in a fixed position. But what does move is this awesome air brake at the back, if I can get it open. And that's what it's going to look like. So you just pop it open like that. Bang. Job done. Probably doesn't look as good when I'm holding it upside down. But yeah, very straightforward. It's you just push a little bit in there to close it again. And then, yep, open it. You just spread her open like that. And she opens up nice and wide for you. Probably doesn't sound right, but this is your Bucky setup. All nice and neat for a gear down. And I reckon it looks awesome. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked with it. As I said, the wheels roll and everything. So if you do like to roll your aircraft around on the ground, you can. But definitely a nice looking unit. You'll be pretty happy if you get one of these. I'm pretty happy. So, yep, very nice. All right, I'll shut the hell up. We'll put this on the deck, see how she does sit, and she sits beautifully. And of course, what you guys want to know is how much does Bucky weigh? Let's bring out the old scales and have a little look. All right, let's get this on the scales. And it does weigh 415 grams right there, and yep, so that's not a bad weight for, I mean, it is a reasonably solid chunk of die cast, so you'll be pretty happy with that. So hopefully you weightists are happy now. We'll put this back here and start winding up the video. All right, guys, I will do the usual. I'll take some photos of this and throw them on at the end of the video. And if you did enjoy this at all, hopefully you did, feel free to throw me some of those in my directions, of course. And if you have yet to subscribe to the channel, always feel free to do that as well. Everybody is welcome. And yeah. And I'd like to say, as per usual, thank you very much for dropping past to check out another one of our videos. I hope you enjoyed this aircraft today, because I certainly did as well. All right, you all have an awesome rest of your day. Cheers, everyone.